he is their leader. I call him God because what he says, people follow.
Now at 6, we're uncovering more about the elusive man who led the Ottawa Impact campaign and is now pushing to make Ottawa County government more conservative. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Sterling.
And I'm Susan Shaw. There could be fireworks again tomorrow as the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners meets just a week after firing multiple top officials.
Target 8 investigator Henry Erb's been on this story for weeks, working to learn more about the man pulling the strings. The new board chair, Joe Moss.
Commissioners, my name is Joe Moss. I live in Hudsonville. I come with a message from the people. You've heard it before. We want our freedom back.
That was September of 2021. In a little more than a year, Joe Moss would go from the protesting citizen at the podium to the man behind the desk.
Thank you. It is a privilege to serve and to serve the board.
A short ride from political obscurity to political power. Elected to the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners and seated as its chairman. He brought with him a slate of candidates who helped him boot most of the existing board, such as Matt Fenske, who was chairman until Moss showed up.
Yeah, I was surprised that they did that well.
Well, indeed, blowing out Fenske and a half dozen other Republicans who had served for years in what seemed like safe seats. A remarkable political sweep that we wanted to ask Moss about. How'd he pull it off? How was he going to use his new power?
Very nice. Do you have just a second? Or you? I've got to get back to the meeting. Okay. Thank you.
And he did, but the new county board chair didn't respond to our texts or emails either.
Hey, Joe.
And the last time we tried to talk to him outside his business office, he just kept on walking. But we can find out some things.
You know, it all originated from the mask mandate.
Moss started protesting when the Ottawa County Health Department shut Libertas, his children's private religious school, for a few weeks for violating COVID restrictions. Protests turned to a lawsuit and a political movement when he set up a new group called Ottawa Impact and became its president. It acted as a political party within the Republican Party, vetting county and school board candidates for their political views, requiring them to sign a contract to follow conservative principles, then funding their campaigns through 2 political action committees. Moss kept the organization close and tight, with a lot of family support.
Especially, I have one commissioner in mind that I just wanted to welcome, and that's my son, Joe.
According to finance reports, Moss's mother donated $38,000 of the $150,000 the Ottawa Impact committees collected. And Moss's business partner in web design and phone companies created another firm called For Liberty, running out of the same address in Jenison. It apparently handled things like web services and bookkeeping for the candidates, billing Ottawa Impact more than $60,000. Michigan campaign finance law puts no restrictions on where PACs spend their money, according to state election officials.
They certainly had a lot of financial backing.
Before he lost in the primary, former board chair Fenske says he ran into Ottawa Impact campaign teams while he was going door to door himself.
They had, you know, huge teams of parents and kids, this whole group, over the mask mandate, that they would go out and hit a neighborhood and they would have 40, 50 people, but they would always have the same message.
Fenske told us that Moss was so confident that his slate was going to win that he sent county commissioners this email, noting that it was the last day they could withdraw from the race and that he had a humble request.
He asked us all to resign peacefully and not to, you know, continue on with the fight. You know, I thought, wow, really?
That confidence was on display at the new board's first meeting last week when the new majority powered through an unannounced agenda to replace top officials who at some point had supported COVID restrictions. The administrator, health director, and attorney got the axe in front of an appreciative crowd. The board voted to hire as the new attorney the conservative Coleman Legal Group from Lansing, a firm some commissioners said was more philosophically in line with the new regime. Some commissioners protested that they were hiring a firm without asking for competitive bids from anybody else. And Commissioner Kyle Terpstra asked what may have seemed like an odd question at the time. Turns out, though, he was onto something.
Where did we come up with Coleman Legal Group? Is that a family member of anybody of part of this board?
Is it a family member of any? No.
Moss answered no to the family member question, but he failed to mention one thing, that his business partner is the nephew of the man who runs the new law firm, David Coleman. In a phone conversation, Coleman told Target 8 his nephew had nothing to do with it, that they never talked about it. Coleman says he's known Joe Moss for years and has talked with him on several occasions about legal and constitutional matters. He says he's had several conversations about taking the Ottawa legal position, no meetings, all on the phone, and only with Joe Moss. I'm Target 8 investigator Henry Erb.
The Ottawa County Board meets again at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Fillmore Street Complex in West Olive. We'll stream that meeting live on woodtv.com and have a complete recap tomorrow night on News 8.